This is June with New Orleans Potions, and in this video I'm going to show you all the tools that I prefer to use to make all of my lip products. I'm going to start with the largest ones first. This is let's see if I can pull this around. This is just a blender that I got off of Amazon, and they recommend like a 600 watt. This is 800, so I just felt like it was better. So that's what I use to make my color grinds for my lipsticks. And if you don't want to use a blender, you can use a mortar and pestle. It just takes a lot longer, but you can use that. Okay. The next thing I use, this is a gram scale. I got this off of tkbtrading.com, and you can use this for measuring out your bases and waxes and your recipes. Okay, and this next thing, this is a nail drill that I got off of Amazon as well, and I use this for whipping the mineral lipsticks after I create the recipe. You can get that off of Amazon as well. And my husband made this little tool for stirring, so I'm not sure if you can make this yourself or you can find something similar that fits in the nail drill. Okay. And then let's see, that's the bigger things. Okay, these are my measuring tools, and these three are called scoops. And you'll see almost everything I get here comes from tkbtrading.com. This I use for measuring my recipes. And then I also have these 5 spoons, which is a tad, a dash, a pinch, a smidge, and a drop. And I also use those for measuring out recipes. And then this is just what I call like a little tinge tool. So when I have to put just a teeny itty bit of something to tweak a color, I only put enough right on the very tip of that. Okay, I'm going to move that out of the way. And let's see. Okay, and then the next thing I want to show you is, this also is just something that I get from TKB as well, and this is a whisk. So whenever I create the recipe, I like to blend all the ingredients together before I do the next step. Okay, let's see. This is a melter bowl. I get this from TKB as well. So when I make my lip products, I usually like to use this in the microwave, and then after you melt the product completely, you can actually pinch the bowl and use it to pour. This also is a glass bowl that I have, and what I usually do when I make the mineral liquid lipsticks, I put all my ingredients in this bowl, and then I whisk with the whisk, and then I stir it with, I use the drill, or you can use a stir stick, or let's see, I have a spatula somewhere. Or you can use a spatula to blend everything together. You don't have to use the drill. I just prefer it because it's quicker. So once you do that, I usually, my mineral lipsticks, I leave and sit overnight, which is why I like to use these big bowls. Okay, this is a lipstick mold. I got this off of Amazon, and this is what I use to make my bullet lipsticks. And this little tool here is whenever you fill the little cavities with the lipstick, after it's done, you can use this to scrape the top off and clean it. Okay, this is a very important tool. Before you open up any of your minerals, mica powders, or pigments, you need to wear this first. This protects your lungs. You can also wear gloves to protect your hands. I just don't particularly care to do that when I do my videos. Okay, this is a melter pot. I use this on the stove for melting lipsticks as well, in a double boiler pot. You can either do that or you can use the microwave. Okay. This is a color wheel. Sometimes this helps me when I create recipes. You'll find after a while when you've been doing this, you'll probably create your own color wheel. I always have 91% or higher alcohol on my station. This cleans everything. all of my tools, all of my containers before I put product in it. I use this to clean everything, including my hands. So I always have paper towels on hand as well. And you see this pizza pan? I use this a lot because it helps me kind of stay focused in the center and not spread out too far, and it kind of keeps my table a little bit cleaner. Okay, this is a dropper. I use this for measuring out products, but I also use it with this syringe. This is a 2-inch Jello shot syringe, and what you do when you're creating your lipsticks after you create them, I put them in this large Jello shot tube. And then when I get ready to fill a lip gloss tube, I cut this piece off, and I usually cut the bottom off as well, and I attach that on there. And when you do that, it slips down in the tube and fills it from the bottom. Okay, let's move that in the syringe. And I get this off of Amazon. I usually get about 25 at a time. Okay, and this are just some extra measuring. Whenever you start making larger recipes, you'll jump up from the smaller spoons up to the larger ones. Let's see. I always keep Q-tips, because what I use the Q-tips for is I put coconut oil on them, and I use that to go into the cavity of the mold before I pour the lipstick in. And I also use this and coconut oil to clean it. You only need to clean this out with oil, and you can take it apart. Okay, I'm just going to show you this because this is just a lipstick tube that I get from TKB Trading. So I use this for my bullet lipsticks. I believe I got this one from Amazon, and I use these for making my lip balms. This one I got from cosmetics.com, but you can also get lip gloss tubes from TKB as well. I just like these, but that's just your preference. And these are the ones that come from tkbtrading.com, and I actually like these a lot too. You just have to make sure whenever you load these that you always put the stopper in there. Okay, let's set that aside. And this is a syringe that I use, and I get this from TKB as well. This is a 10 mil, and when I get it, I usually put a piece of tape over it, because if not, when you start using your oils and things, and then when you go to clean it, it will wipe all the measurements off. So I use this for measuring all of my oils when I make my mineral lipstick. So I usually have at least 3 of these on hand. This little pot I got off of Amazon as well, and I use this for my melt and pour lipsticks, but you can choose anything. I just happen to like these. This one is a lip pot that I also got from cosmetics.com, and I like these. I'll put, when people don't want them in a tube, I will put them in this container. Okay, let's see, one other thing. Whenever I make the lipsticks, you can either use them when you create the mineral lipsticks, you can either use it in this bowl, but a lot of times, just to save time and a little cleanup, I'll put all the ingredients in here, stir the ingredients, put all the oils in, stir it very carefully until all the powder ingredient is mixed into the oil, and then I'll blend it with either my spatula or use my drill. And then I can put the top on it and leave it till the next day when it's ready. And then when you're finished and you scoop it out of the product, you just throw this away. Because usually I have to clean all of these out. So it's just a little quicker. Okay, this is June with New Orleans Potions, and this was all of my tools that I used to create all of my lip products.